Perfect. Okay, so last time what I tasted was, let's see, I described dark, deep color, hot pink purple rim. Let's see, clean and sound, lots of alcohol in the nose, high intensity nose, red, ripe, purple, brambly, flowers, violets. It just got bigger on the palate. Black earth from muddy and dirt and clay on the nose. Definitely baking spice, definitely oak, with a little hint of something herbal and green and kind of mild. Can you guess what it is yet? The structure was kind of elevated tannins, medium plus, I think we talked about medium acidity, medium plus alcohol, full body with a round texture. I failed to talk about balance. I mentioned that the wine was complex, but not until my final conclusion. And I really didn't talk about the length of the finish. So talked a lot about Bordeaux varietals, and I knocked out all of the not M's. So Merlot, Malbec. Final conclusion was a 2016 Malbec from Argentina. I'll take it since it was a 2017. You know, the Malbec is going to be thick-skinned, so you get lots and lots of color. From Argentina, this is Mendoza, which is sort of the region for Malbec in Argentina, but not high elevation enough to talk about some kick and acidity. Well made, but not super expensive. So this is a quality producer at a price point that you can keep drinking it. So not bad. I'll take that. Things that I could have talked about better, obviously I need to pay attention to balance and complexity, but there's a savory component and sometimes a tobacco component that I think could have been talked about on both sides of that I didn't really. Tannins on Malbec tend to be, especially if you're not talking about a super high quality producer, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, or some elevation, tannins tend to be a little blockier and a little less elegant than a Cabernet, but this is a pretty well made Malbec. So Malbec is what we tasted last time. All right, so let's taste a white wine. So this is an intensely colored white wine. Lots of yellows, golden colors, maybe a little shimmery metallic silver highlight, but mostly I'm talking yellow and golden. No evidence of sediment or gas. It is sheeting action on the glass, so light to medium bodied, not a ton of alcohol. Yeah, sheeting action on the glass. Okay, moving to the nose. Wine is clean. It is moderately aromatic. Sorry, I'm getting my papers from the Malbec class out of the way. It is orchard fruit. This is apples, apple skin, yellow apples. They are ripe. White flowers. There's some sandiness to this, not a ton of minerality. It definitely smells of oak. There's a slight bitter, woody note to it. It smells like orchard fruit, apples, white flowers, light sand, oak on the nose, moving to the palate. Wine is dry and a little bit bitter. Yeah, oh, it's very dry. So that ripe apple flesh, apple skin, golden delicious on the nose it's moving to underripe on the palate. There's a tartness and a dryness that kind of takes over the palate. It is still got some white flower, but if anything, I want them to be the flower stems a little bit more. It's not quite the aromatic white flowers. This is a little bit more herbal, a little bit more green. It's medium bodied. There's a little bit of a creaminess to this, a little cheesiness to this, that's coming on in a bitter way. So there's like a little bit of funk cheese in that creamy texture. The oak is there, but again, I think that there's either moderate use of new oak or aging in older oak. It's not a big vanilla butter bomb, but there's definitely something like oak tanniny about it. It's more of a textury thing. So there is some bitterness to this, whether it is a tannin thing or whether it's the phenolics of the grape. There just is some bitter. It's mouthwatering on the structure, so I'm gonna say medium plus acidity. Yeah, medium plus acidity. Medium alcohol, there's some, but it's not super high. Again, body, I think medium plus. It is a little bit round. Wine is relatively imbalanced. Nothing really kicks out. It is medium plus finish. It's still kind of going on in my mouth, so that's really great. Complexity, it's kind of straightforward. There is a little bit of depth as you move from nose to palate, so medium plus. But it's pretty straightforward. So talking about all of those things, the fruit character, the level of acidity, the alcohol, this is, I want to say just straight off it's Chardonnay, but that little bit of pithy bitterness could be Pinot Grigio, but there's not really an oaked Pinot Grigio that I want to talk about here. Could be some Sauvignon Blanc that has seen oak treatment, so like a Bordeaux. So I'm talking about French grape varietals. I'm going to talk about Old World. The acidity and the alcohol kind of balance takes me to Old World. There's fruit, but it's a little bit underripe. So France, if we're talking about Chardonnay, I'm talking about Burgundy, Côte de Beaune, or Chablis. And if I'm talking about Sauvignon Blanc, we're talking about Bordeaux and Sauvignon Blanc Semillon blend. I think both of those are cool climates. Talking a little more moderately with the Sauvignon Blanc in Bordeaux, and it's youthful, 1 to 3 years. So final conclusion, this is going to be a Chardonnay from Burgundy from the Côte de Beaune from 2018, and I think Premier Cru. There's some oak usage in this, so that's not consistent with a lesser expensive village wine. So Premier Cru Burgundy from the Côte de Beaune. Ta-da. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about, and let's see what a taste is, and let's see what it is next week, tomorrow, next time, in a minute.